We're going to get the latest now on the presidential transition, with Joe Biden breaking a new barrier by announcing an all-female White House communications team as the president clings to false claims about his election loss, despite persistent setbacks in recounts and the courts. Our senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega is tracking it all. Good morning, Cecilia.
George, good morning to you. At least 31 cases tossed out so far from judges, including those appointed by the president himself, who are blasting his team and his allies for failing to offer any evidence to back up these claims of a rigged election. But as you said, Joe Biden this morning is moving on with this transition, including trying to make good on this campaign promise to diversify the White House with that first, the all-female communications team.
After weeks of delay, today President-elect Joe Biden will finally receive his first top-level intelligence briefing, and he's already pushing ahead on his campaign promise to diversify the White House with a first an all-female communications team and reportedly naming people like Neera Tanden to lead the influential Office of Management and Budget, making her the first woman of color to run the agency. This as President Trump is still in denial about his election loss. The latest reality check, Wisconsin. The Trump campaign spent $3 million on a recount there, only to come up short. Their demand for a do-over leaving Biden with 87 more votes than the first time around. Also, a series of losses for Team Trump in Pennsylvania, from the state Supreme Court's blistering ruling that said they have failed to allege that even a single mail-in ballot was fraudulently cast or counted, to the federal appeals court, where a judge appointed by President Trump himself repeatedly slammed his team's claims, writing, "Voters, not lawyers, choose the president," and calling an election unfair does not make it so. The president's former head of cybersecurity, whom he recently fired for publicly refuting his election falsehoods, is now going even further with his criticism, calling the president's allegations nonsense.
There was no indication or evidence that there was any sort of hacking or compromise of election systems on, before, or after November 3rd. We did a good job. We did it right. I'd do it 1,000 times over.
And while Biden is focused on his transition, he's expected to do it in a medical walking boot for several weeks. After twisting his ankle while playing with his dog over the weekend, the president-elect now flashing a thumbs up during a trip to the doctor.
Now, a doctor did confirm that Joe Biden has small hairline fractures. President Trump tweeted out that video of Biden at that doctor visit, saying, "Get well soon." As for President Trump, he's now saying he's not likely to ever concede this election, but he says he will leave the White House, Robin, when Biden is sworn in. As for whether he will attend the inauguration, he says he knows the answer to that question. He's just not going to say it yet.
We'll have to wait and see. All right, Cecilia, thank you. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.